So, we had a very good foundational week. We spent a lot of time on this backwards weaving and turning, and that's one of the foundational things. I'm really glad that we spent time in sort of getting this to as solid as we have it. So what we did this week is learn about this backwards two-beat weave. Because everybody already had the frontwards two-beat weave. Okay, so frontward two-beat weave turns the backwards two-beat weave, and we reviewed all that. And we noted that it is important whether you are turning, whether you're leading with your right hand or leading with your left hand, and turning to your right and your left. When you're leading with your right hand, spinning backwards two-beat weave, turn to your right, and figure it all out from there. Homework is twice today. Once in the afternoon, once right before you go to bed. Play with these things again, only really paying attention to getting the feeling of, the solid feeling of it, and just remembering what it feels like to do it. And other home play is, how does everybody feel about a 5 minutes a day commitment to practice?
I don't give it a try.
Okay. I know we all have the time for it. It is only a question of whether we have the mindfulness for it. So, I say we do it. Yeah, so 5 minutes a day, pick any pattern, whatever pattern you want, and do that same pattern for 5 minutes. And it's like, let go in your mind that you're not doing something harder, that you're not learning something new, that you're not improving your skill, like any of that. You got 5 minutes. If you want to do more, do more. Like if you're like during this 5 minutes, you're like, you know what I really want to work on is this other thing. Totally do it after the 5 minutes. But just give it 5 minutes, which I have found more challenging than I would have thought to maintain my resolve to keep on the 5 minutes consistently. But it can be done. So there's that. 5 minute home play every day, pick any pattern. It doesn't have to be the same pattern every day, but when you pick one for 5 minutes, commit to it. And practice with music. Yes. Right? And some of the time, just practice the simple beat. Thump, 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 thump. And sometimes just do the chaotic whatever comes natural. And call me if you have questions, or like questions or victories on this two-beat weave thing. What I'd like is to practice so that next week you can comfortably do this two-beat weave forward and backwards and turn between them. But if we don't make enough time for practice, that is not what will happen. And I also don't want you to beat your head against the wall. Do it as much as it's enjoyable. And when you run into questions, if you can send me a video question, that will be much easier for me to address. If you say it's not working, I'll be like, well, I'm not sure what tip to give you about that. So, video questions are really, really much easier for me to help. And celebrate victories. When you do something that you're proud of, call me and I will give you a remote high five.
Yes.
And that's it.
Thank you.
And we're out.
Again by heart.